Welcome to Headphone News, International Edition, for Friday, January 24th, 2025.
UK investigates Apple and Google's mobile dominance. The United Kingdom has launched an investigation into the mobile ecosystems of Apple Incorporated and Google LLC, announced on January 23, 2025. Competition and Markets Authority, or CMA, is looking into whether these tech giants hold an important market position in the mobile sector, which includes their operating systems, app stores, and web browsers. CMA Chief Executive Sarah Cardell emphasized that boosting competition could spark innovation and create new opportunities for millions of users. With nearly all smartphones in the UK running on either iOS or Android, Apple and Google have a significant impact on digital content and services. Apple claims its ecosystem supports hundreds of thousands of jobs in the UK, while Google's Senior Director for Competition, Oliver Bethel, argues that Android's open-source nature has increased choices and lowered prices for consumers. This investigation marks the CMA's second use of its enhanced regulatory authority, following a previous inquiry into Google's search services. The deadline for this investigation is set for October 22, 2025. As concerns grow about the control of major tech companies, the outcome could lead to significant changes in how these giants operate, affecting users and businesses alike.
ByteDance bold AI investment for 2025. ByteDance, the Chinese tech giant behind TikTok, is set to invest over 150 billion yuan, or about $20.64 billion US dollars, to boost its artificial intelligence efforts by 2025. This significant funding will enhance AI technologies, including upgrades to data centers and networking equipment, with nearly half allocated for projects outside of China. As ByteDance aims to lead in the competitive AI landscape, it has already launched over 15 innovative AI applications, outpacing rivals like Baidu and Tencent. One standout, Doubao, has attracted 75 million monthly users. This investment will also benefit key partners like Huawei and NVIDIA, which supplies AI chips tailored for the Chinese market. Amid U.S. export restrictions, ByteDance has become the largest buyer of NVIDIA's H20 AI chips. As the company navigates regulatory challenges in the U.S., especially regarding TikTok's future, this commitment to AI underscores its ambition to remain at the forefront of the tech industry. What could this mean for the future of AI in our everyday lives? Stay tuned.
Germany's call for migration policy change. Germany's main opposition leader, Friedrich Merz, is demanding a significant change in migration policy following a heartbreaking knife attack in Aschaffenburg. An Afghan asylum seeker was arrested for this tragic incident, which claimed the lives of a 2-year-old boy and an adult passerby. This has raised serious concerns about community safety and the effectiveness of current immigration controls. Merz, who is likely to become the next chancellor after the federal elections on February 23, 2025, insists that violent acts like this cannot become the new normal. He argues that all illegal immigrants should be turned away at the border and questions the Schengen Agreement, which allows free travel across many European countries. As the elections approach, migration is becoming a central issue for voters. Stricter policies could increase tensions within the European Union regarding asylum seekers. What does this mean for public perception of immigrants in Germany?
China Vanke's negotiation with GIC amid financial struggles. China Vanke Co. Ltd., major property developer in Shenzhen, is negotiating to sell a controlling stake in VX Logistics to the Government of Singapore Investment Corporation, or GIC. This deal comes as Vanke faces a financial storm, struggling with serious money problems due to a debt crisis in the Chinese property market. With a bond repayment of $3.4 billion due in January 2025, the pressure is mounting. In 2022, Vanke's 81.6% stake in VX Logistics was valued at around 27 billion yuan, showing the asset's significant value. However, recent reports indicate that Vanke's financial health is shaky, with analysts warning of a potential debt default without new cash flow support. The situation worsened with news of Vanke's CEO being detained, raising concerns about the company's management. The outcome of these negotiations with GIC could have major consequences for the logistics sector and investor confidence in China's real estate industry.
New World Development faces bond default concerns. New World Development, a top property developer in Hong Kong, is under scrutiny for a potential bond default. This concern surfaced after Bloomberg News revealed that PJT Partners, a global investment bank, discussed possible default scenarios with the company's dollar bondholders. Despite the rumors, New World Development insists it is operating normally and has not begun talks with creditors about restructuring its debt. Company has the highest debt among its peers in Hong Kong, totaling 199 billion Hong Kong dollars or about 25.5 billion US dollars. Recently, it refinanced 17.76 billion Hong Kong dollars, roughly 2.28 billion US dollars of its bank loans since July 2024. Investors are increasingly anxious as ongoing loan discussions raise alarms. PJT Partners cautioned that bankruptcy terms could be triggered if the company engages with its bank lenders. Additionally, New World Development has faced leadership changes, with former CEO Adrian Cheng stepping down in September 2024, followed by Eric Ma and now Echo Huang. These developments highlight the significant challenges facing property developers in Hong Kong amid rising debt and market uncertainties.
Market Update. Economic Outlook on January 23, 2025. On January 23, 2025, investors are keenly observing the U.S. and global markets as they evaluate economic updates and corporate earnings. Following an energetic start to Donald Trump's presidency, Wall Street stocks are floating near record highs, fueled by strong earnings from Netflix and Trump's push for artificial intelligence investment. The S&P 500 index has reached a new intraday record, while market instability has dropped to its lowest levels this year. Despite a slight retreat in stock index futures, government bond yields have risen, indicating that investors are more willing to take risks. Heavy sales of government debt in developed markets like the US, UK, and France have attracted strong interest, easing early-year funding concerns. Recent inflation data from the US, Canada, and Europe has further boosted positive sentiment. In the energy sector, U.S. crude oil prices have dipped to two-week lows amid Trump's push for increased drilling. Meanwhile, concerns about potential tariffs on imports from China, the European Union, Canada, and Mexico persist, as Trump hints at new tariffs on Russia if negotiations regarding Ukraine stall. All eyes will soon be on Trump's virtual appearance at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, expected to draw significant attention from global leaders and investors.
Trump's executive orders on electric vehicles and wind energy. On January 23, 2025, President Donald Trump made waves by signing two executive orders that significantly altered the landscape of electric vehicles and wind energy in the United States. These bold moves rolled back key climate policies from the Biden administration, which had aimed to promote electric vehicle adoption and renewable energy to tackle climate change. The first order changed vehicle emissions rules, raising concerns among electric vehicle advocates about the impact on the U.S. automotive market. The second order halted federal approvals for offshore wind projects and limited new permits for both onshore and offshore initiatives. Trump argued that wind energy could increase costs and made controversial claims about its effects on marine life, particularly whales. These decisions have alarmed climate groups, who warn that they could stifle the growth of green jobs and slow the shift to renewable energy. The implications of these actions may hinder progress in the electric vehicle sector and affect job creation and environmental sustainability across the nation. What does this mean for the future of green jobs in America? The stakes are high, and the impact of these policies could resonate for years to come.
Meta's AI misstep during political transition. Meta Platforms Incorporated, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, is in hot water over its AI chatbot, which incorrectly identifies Joe Biden as the current president, even though Donald Trump was inaugurated on January 20, 2025. This blunder has led Meta to treat the situation as urgent, prompting immediate action to correct the misinformation. As the political landscape shifts, the accuracy of information on social media is more crucial than ever. Spokesperson Daniel Roberts admitted that AI systems can sometimes provide outdated results. In response, Meta has initiated emergency plans, marking the third such action this week. The company is under scrutiny for blocking searches related to the Democratic Party while allowing free access to Republican hashtags, raising concerns about fairness in content moderation. As the political climate evolves, the role of AI in social media becomes increasingly important for maintaining public trust. The developments surrounding this issue will likely have significant implications for how social media companies manage information during sensitive political times.
Rising concerns over violence against foreign nationals in China. Recent events in China have raised serious concerns about a troubling rise in hate speech and violence against foreigners. A tragic stabbing in Shenzhen claimed the life of a 10-year-old Japanese boy, part of a disturbing trend of attacks on foreign nationals. The Japanese government is demanding answers and assurances for the safety of its citizens. In Jilin, 4 American college instructors were injured in a knife attack, straining relations between the United States and China. Ambassador R. Nicholas Burns criticized Chinese authorities for their lack of transparency regarding these incidents. Chinese online platforms like Weibo are facing backlash for allowing xenophobic comments to spread, despite promises from tech companies to combat hate speech. The historical tensions between China and Japan, rooted in World War II, continue to fuel negative sentiments among some Chinese citizens. As the Chinese government expresses regret over these incidents, the implications of rising xenophobia are profound, affecting the safety of foreigners and international relations. Understanding the complex interplay of history, social media, and government policies is essential in addressing these urgent challenges.
Trump's America First policy and its impact on foreign relations. The Trump administration's America First policy is transforming U.S. foreign relations, emphasizing military power and national interests. Shortly after taking office, President Donald Trump and Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with foreign ministers from the Quad, Australia, India, and Japan, focusing on countering China. Japan's Foreign Minister, Takeshi Iwaya, noted Japan's significant investments in the U.S. and its rising defense spending in response to Trump's demands. Meanwhile, NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte backed calls for allies to increase their defense contributions. As tensions escalate around Taiwan, U.S. military officials warn of potential Chinese hostility, prompting discussions about Taiwan's defense capabilities. Trump has also pledged to end conflicts in Ukraine and the Middle East to prevent a larger global crisis. Recent developments include a ceasefire in Gaza and ongoing negotiations with Iran-backed Houthi fighters. This approach marks a significant shift from traditional alliances, raising concerns about global stability.
Venture Global LNG's successful IPO. Venture Global LNG has boldly secured $1.75 billion through its initial public offering, or IPO. Priced on January 24, 2025, the company sold 70 million shares at $25 each. Initially aiming for $2.3 billion, they adjusted their target due to investor worries about long-term profitability in the liquefied natural gas market, lowering their valuation from $110 billion. This IPO is a landmark event in the U.S. energy sector, being the first major IPO during Donald Trump's second term, a time when he pushed for increased oil and gas production. With 5 projects along the Gulf Coast in Louisiana, Venture Global LNG expects to reach a peak production capacity of about 144 million tons of LNG per year, solidifying the U.S. as the top LNG exporter. However, the company faces challenges, including ongoing disputes with major firms like BP, Shell, and Repsol, which could cost billions. Despite these hurdles, strong investor enthusiasm in the LNG market is fueled by recent interest rate cuts and expectations of deregulation under the Trump administration.
EU Commission investigates stablecoin regulations. The European Commission in Brussels has launched an important investigation into the rules governing stablecoins, focusing on how to protect investors in e-money tokens. These digital currencies are designed to maintain a stable value by being linked to the United States dollar USD. This inquiry follows a request from France's Prudential Supervision and Resolution Authority, or ACPR, which is seeking clarity on whether identical e-money tokens can be issued by companies inside and outside the European Union. In 2023, the EU introduced the Markets in Crypto Assets Regulation, known as Misstep, which set comprehensive guidelines for crypto assets. Under these rules, issuers of e-money tokens must get approval and hold reserves to ensure they can repay investors. The investigation also questions the practices of companies like Circle, which issues the USD coin USDC, a leading stablecoin. Experts, including finance professor Andrea Resti from Bocconi University, warned that while Misstep encourages innovation, misunderstandings of the rules could pose risks for investors. As this investigation unfolds, it's crucial for everyone in the cryptocurrency market to stay informed about potential changes that could impact stablecoins and investor rights.
That is all the news for today. Thank you for listening to today's headphone news. News summary brought to you by AI.